Good afternoon to all the listeners of METAV. As said, my name is Ankita, and through my presentation today, my aim is to get you acquainted with our latest and technologically advanced CNC controller that goes by the name SINUMERIK One. So I think Thorsten gave a very wonderful introduction already, SINUMERIK One, which goes by the name the digital native CNC. And why do we refer it as a digital native CNC? Is that it offers a seamless interaction between the virtual and the real world. We proudly say it's the first CNC system which can be entirely developed, tested, and optimized in a virtual environment before being deployed in the real hardware. Now, this ensures that the real hardware behaves functionally exactly like its digital twin. Also, with the digital twin, we have tried to have new approaches of business models and development. So for the next 20 minutes, I intend to emphasize on few of many such customer benefits offered by the digital twin. So now, I believe many of the listeners today are familiar with the name SINUMERIK family, and the digital native CNC. Why do we refer it as? So, what does digital native actually mean for our customers in terms of digitalization and digital enterprise? Now, it means that Siemens, as a system supplier, can serve the entire value chain of our customers, so be it machine builders or machine users. And SINUMERIK One here plays a very essential role during the development of the machine at the machine builder and for production with this machine at the machine user. So having said that, let me elaborate what is the machine builder perspective in this picture. Now, as you would see here, these are several steps of the value chain, starting right from the machine concept, going through the machine engineering, commissioning, up to the maintenance and services, which are apparently not really new. However, what is new are these extensive possibilities of digitalization to optimize all these value-added processes and to generate new business opportunities.
Ankita,
Yes.
Thorsten here and interrupting. We are all still seeing slide 1. Have you changed the slides in the meantime?
Yes, I have changed my slides.
Okay, now we see new slides.
Okay.
But it has not been changed during your speech now.
Okay, now is it moving? Is it working?
Now it is working. It seems working, yes.
Okay, yeah, okay. Sorry, because there was some error on my end as well. Okay, now hopefully it works. Yeah, so sorry for the interruption. So I was talking about the machine builder perspective, and I'd mentioned about the digital value chain, offering the seamless value chain. And so looking at which, I'm sure you think of questions like what potential do you see for reducing your time of market? What level of productivity increase do customers expect from your machines? And to what extent can virtualization reduce the risk and time of commissioning? Now, in order to address these questions, I'm going to lead you to his answers step by step. So, Thorsten, is it moving, my slides?
Yes, everything runs like normal.
Okay, all right. So, so as I promised, I will lead you to the answers. So, and how did we come to the name SINUMERIK One? So we are very proud to say that through our consistent support with regards to all aspects of digitalization we offer to our customers, it comes with this future-proof platform which integrates all the engineering value chain. It's a same philosophy used for the real and the virtual system, and which brings down to its name that is conceptualized as SINUMERIK One. And that's how the name was born. That is the one idea to use it across all the platforms. So SINUMERIK One, the digital native CNC. So essentially, SINUMERIK One and the slogan "Bring ideas to life" means a lot in different ways. So let me say I name these as the 4 pillars of SINUMERIK One, and I would walk you through the different aspects of it one by one. So let me start with maximize productivity. Now, we have this newly developed hardware with fast multi-core microprocessor, a fast fail-safe PLC, which makes it possible for the machine tool builder to achieve higher processing speed and shorter non-productive times. Now, also, it has these intelligent motion control that preserves the mechanics and increases speed. Also, I would like to highlight that less maintenance and downtime goes hand in hand with it. The next pillar is innovate faster. The machine tool builder can leverage this digital twin who can engineer the machine completely in the virtual world, connect it with a virtual CNC, keep testing and optimizing it until he or she is satisfied with the result. And only after that, he can switch to the real world to perform the real task. Now, on the other hand, the machine operator can also plan, test, and optimize production virtually on the basis of the digital twin. And the production can start on the shop floor with really less efforts. Next, I would like to highlight is digitalization, to digitalize. Now, this product complies completely with the Industry 4.0 applications. It complies with the latest OPC UA client, which is 3.0. And Siemens takes care of the industry standards, the security concept, which protects the intellectual property of the customer, and so on and so forth. And finally, I would like to come down to the last pillar, which we say is generating new business models, that is discover a new way of thinking, which goes in line with changing the mindset, which means this virtual twin can see many different use cases, which could be used for training purposes, for education, which could be used by the machine tool builder to have the digital twin sold further to the machine tool user, so on and so forth. It comes with n number of several benefits. So I'm going to talk about it later soon. So now I have been talking about the digital native approach on and on again. So what is it? I'm going to tell you the story. What does it actually mean? So I have a few animations and hopefully you can visualize what is the idea behind it. Now, digital twins are exemplary, are invaluable when it comes to optimizing processes in the product lifecycle of the machine tools and implementing several business models, starting with which until now all the steps involved in the engineering, machine engineering, starting from the concept to the service, all were carried out sequentially, which led to more, sorry for this, okay, I'm sorry, there's some, yeah. So yeah, until now, all the processes were carried out sequentially, but now through it is possible to run them in parallel in various different cases. And now this will significantly speeds up the entire development process, which means reduction in the time to market from the initial concept to the finished machine. Also, which I would like to highlight is digital twins can also merge two processes which are largely separate today, namely the manufacture and the actual use of the machine. Now, this considerably shortens also the time frame between engineering at the manufacturers and the first chip by the machine user. So using digital twins is helpful in a number of ways. If a digital twin of the machine is used, automation engineering can begin a lot earlier, of course, and way before the machine is built. This lowers cost, and like I said earlier, it reduces the time to market significantly. This I see personally also as a very huge benefit that the machine manufacturer can consult their machine user completely virtually in a virtual showroom. This means it involves no traveling of the customer service to the machine user, which has more benefits also for the machine operator since it helps to take the right purchasing decision at the early stage. This one, which I would like to highlight, is today the machine acceptance is always on a real machine, which means the machine has to be built before it's done. But using the virtual and the virtual products and the digital twin, machine acceptance can take place way earlier on a virtual basis. And this reduces project risk for both manufacturers and the operators. And if at all there is a problem, the digital twin can also carry out, through digital twin, you can carry out several efficient troubleshooting and significantly shorten service response times. With this, I would also like to highlight that several optimization tasks can be also carried out simply sitting on your PC and to facilitate the development of new business models. Means the user can substantially enhance the operational reliability of their machining processes. So with this, I could tell you a few benefits, or let's say some use cases that a digital twin can offer you as a machine tool builder and a machine user. And I see this as certainly an increase in the value add to strengthen the machine tool manufacturer immensely. To sum up, I would say I would like to, based on 3 important points, I would like to say how can you see the benefits coming from the digital native CNC, that's the digital twin. Now, we are very convinced that we have the best portfolio that offers such a seamless and integrated solution along the entire value chain. And SINUMERIK ONE is absolutely a future-proof and a total fit for Industry 4.0 applications. Now, we understand that our machine tool builders are in a very competitive position, which they have to, and which makes them to quickly deliver sorry, I don't know, it's crashing again and again, the presentation. Yeah, so the machine tool user, the machine tool builder is in a very competitive position to offer the machine in a very shorter time and to quickly deliver the requirements of his or her customers. So this also needs him to keep the risks and cost as low as possible. Now, through the digital twin, we can say that up to 30% more, it's more faster and it reduces the time to market through simplifying the processes by having the operations in parallel or also eliminating in some cases. To the next point I would like to say is the commissioning time. Now, understanding that the software engineering and commissioning have high costs in addition to the mechanical engineering, but the savings potential in mechanical engineering is rather low as compared to the software and process-driven areas. So I believe that many of the listeners are aware of our automation engineering tool called as TIA. So SINUMERIK ONE embeds the TIA portal and the possibilities of virtual commissioning, and the machine builder can also reduce these times up to 50% on a long term from case to case in commissioning. Last but not the least is the machine tool user. So productivity in production is primarily determined by the work preparation and the job preparation, which is effective for the machine operation and efficient and the intelligent control technology. So with the digital twin of production and using our newly developed CNC hardware, the productivity has seen to be increased up to 25% with our different product portfolio range. Said so much about the benefits of digital twin. Now I would like to give you some insights on what products are we talking about. So when you talk about the digital portfolio, it comes in two different variants. The first is the digital twin of the product, which is the machine tool and which is for the machine builder. Now, the basic idea here is that the entire machine tool, which includes the mechanics, the electrical engineering, and software, is completely, entirely created virtually. And once the machine tool builder is satisfied with its results from the commissioning, the data transfer, or let's say the conversion to the real machine, is easily possible. Now, this has immense benefits, like already mentioned, which reduces the shop floor downtimes, less resources are used, less capital investment, faster time to market, so on and so forth. So not just that, the value add of the machine builder is, of course, also generated by the sale of the digital twin that's created. And here comes the machine user in picture. And that is the second variant of our virtual portfolio, which is the digital twin for production for the machine user. Now, the whole idea in this case is that the machine user can now develop, test, and optimize the production entirely virtually with the same mindset as the machine builder. And the focus here is on error and collision-free CNC programs. Now, this also means that the entire work preparation can be carried out in a PC environment, in setting in the office, reducing any damages or any risk which are incurring on the shop floor. And that also increases the machine availability and increases the productivity. Now, to cater these two variants, we have a range of products which is completely scalable and depends on the requirements coming from the customer. So we go by the basic, or let's say the basic module, which is called Create My Virtual Machine Operate, and which represents the virtual engineering through a virtual test track. Now, besides just the motion control module in the virtual SINUMERIK One, it has an integrated HMI and an integrated PLC. The next one in line is the Create My Virtual Machine 3D that adapts the virtual test track with the 3D model of the mechanics. Now, this makes the effects of the controller functions in the virtual mechanics visible. Now, prerequisite for using the Create My Virtual Machine 3D is having an existing machine CAD file, which can be used for the 3D modeling. Now, Create My Virtual Machine aims at ensuring safe engineering and higher reliability. I come to the next one, which is Create My Virtual Machine SIMET connector. Now, this is where the virtual test track has an interface to SIMET. Now, what is SIMET? SIMET is our software for simulating machine behavior. Now, this allows the tests to be performed that are dependent on the physical behavior of the machine to be developed. Also, I would like to mention here is that the NX Mechatronic Concept Designer, that is NX MCD, can also be connected to here. And the interaction of the virtual SINUMERIK One with SIMET and MCD is a complete digital twin. That's what we call is at 100% digital twin, where you can have the mechanics integrated, where you can see the machine behavior, and where you can have the HMI operate on the virtual test track. Last but not least is one with the openness feature, which means the virtual test track has an openness interface and can be integrated to any existing test infrastructure that the machine tool builder could be using. So not just that Create My Virtual Machine offers all these benefits, but we still have the next variant, which I mentioned earlier, and which is just a click away. And we call it as Run My Virtual Machine, which is the runtime version of the Create My Virtual Machine, which further can be used by the machine user. So similar to create my virtual machine, run my virtual machine comes in 4 variants, which are very much similar to the previous one. So it comes with the basic variant, which is run my virtual machine operate, which is designed to have to save time for setting up the machine through virtual work preparation, and it is perfectly suited for using for training and education purposes, especially when you know, like a real machine, the delivery and the lead time could be pretty longer. The second one is the 3D option. So run my virtual machine 3D. It basically utilizes the virtual SINUMERIK One of the 3D model of the mechanics provided by the machine manufacturer. And this allows the production process to be observed virtually for any errors such as collisions, can be recognized well ahead, and the process reliability itself with 3D simulation is increased. This variant, we call it as NX virtual machine variant, is about the best possible integration into the NX CAD/CAM chain. The virtual SINUMERIK One, run my virtual machine operate, is the integral part of it. And this is the completely digital twin of the production. Last is similar to the create my virtual machine, which is the open interface for connection to any external third-party products. So this is a small example of how the digital twin would look like on your PC. So on the left side, you see the SINUMERIK operate HMI operate screen. In the right half, what you see is the create my virtual machine 3D model of the mechanics. So it's more or less like, you see, if you're a commissioning engineer working with the machine manufacturer or the machine operator, with the digital twin, you can do most of the work sitting back in your office on a PC. And yeah, that's much easier and faster and with least damage to the machine. Said much about the virtual SINUMERIK One. Now let's talk about the real CNC controller, because of course you need a real hardware to produce a real machine and a real chips. Now this is the new NCU you see on the right side. This is not much different if you're familiar with the existing NCU, which is 840D NCU. But because it's same because the Synamics S120 drives remains unchanged also in this case. What is different here is the new multi-core microprocessor and the new faster safe PLC 1500 integrated into it. Now, like I mentioned earlier, so all the hardware we have are 100% scalable, starting depending upon the need based on the performance and the machine complexity. So one of our entry NCUs, which is named as 1740, is currently not available, unlike the NCU 1750 and 1760, which are available at the moment. Other than that, these are completely new hardware with new microprocessor, like I mentioned earlier. What is absolutely new in our hardware offering is a panel-based NCU, which is the panel processing unit, which is maybe if you're familiar with the compact machines, standard machines with 828D or 828D. And these compact PPUs are already the first extension of SINUMERIK One platform concept towards the compact standard machines. Now, the PPUs are the combination of CNC controller and HMI panel all together, so which makes it very compact and portable and easy to use. And with the multi display touch. So the PPU as well comes in two different sizes, which is 15 inches and 19 inches with the multi-touch display. And performance-wise, they are similar to the NCU 1740. So PPU is very much suitable to address the customers who, in addition to the modular machines, also build standard machines and expect a consistent CNC concept. Nonetheless, SINUMERIK One is also completed by a very new, innovative, advanced-looking machine control panel. And machine control panel could be applied to both the versions, NCU or the PPU, and of course all the necessary SINUMERIK drives, SIMOTICS motors, and SIMATIC IO peripheries are easily applicable. Yes. So I come to almost the final concluding my presentation here. At the end of my presentation, I would like to sum up a few points. I think I'm beyond my time already. So SINUMERIK One is the first system, like I said, consistent for the modular and compact machines. So regardless of whether it is a small 4-axis machine with PPU or SINUMERIK combi or complex modular multi-axis machines with NCU, goes perfectly well with the SINUMERIK drives and the SIMOTICS motors, and perfectly integrated with the TIA engineering. Coming down to the new multi-core microprocessors and the PLC S7-1500 embedded into it, it makes it easy for a scalable performance and offers high machine complexity. Last but not the least, I would like to bring again, it complies with all the Industry 4.0 requirements, starting with OPC UA 3.0, and for safety complies with the Siemens security concept. And it's highly modular and flexible adaptation to all the machine requirements. So I'm at the end. And I thank you so much for listening to me today. I hope I could raise some curiosity and interest for SINUMERIK One. So I'm not sure if I have any time to answer any questions, Thorsten.
Yes, thank you very much, Ankita. That was an interesting presentation, of course. And we have some time. It could just happen that attendees are leaving and going to other sessions. But we have no questions from the audience at the moment. There is one question. Okay, then let's start with this question. To make it visible at first. The question goes, hello, does the customer what has a machine with SINUMERIK One automatically has a digital twin? If yes, can this twin easily be imported in NXCAM?
Maybe I don't get the question. So basically the customer can, as a machine tool builder, you can buy these modules, the different modules I explained, the Create My Virtual Machine, and develop their own digital twin of the product. So we don't sell the digital twin itself. It's the software with which you can create the your digital twin, which includes having your PLC programmed into it, your NC programmed into it, having the NXCAD model, 3D model, which is generated, could be integrated so that you have the machine mechanics, and which makes the whole picture of a digital twin. So.
Okay, I think that you can generate the digital twin easily from the workpiece data from the CAD, I think.
Right, yes. You need to have, so we have two variations. One is the digital twin of the NC, let's say, that's the one version of it. And in order to see the machine mechanics, we have a different module where you can have the CAD model of the machine into it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. Maybe we should give the audience another chance to write down a question if they want. I have a remark for myself. In my opinion, the concept of the digital twin is a very, very interesting one. When I first heard about it way back in the past, I was thinking, why the hell do we need that? But nowadays, I'm convinced that it will bring many advantages to production.
Yes.
Starting with the possibility to go through the complete process chain in advance. That means without making any chips. Up to the possibility.
Right.
Up to the possibility for noticing anything which might be negatively impacting our workpiece at a very early stage, and thus becoming vital for rescuing expensive workpieces from becoming rejected parts otherwise. So very interesting.
Exactly. Right. And it has a sustainable solution. So once you have the software, it could be reused again and again. For every machine that you build can be built virtually before, so that you reduce your time to market, you reduce any machine damage, and not many things like you just mentioned. So it's a very futuristic and future-proof thing to have a digital twin.
Okay, I agree. I'm the same opinion. So we have to come to an end now. Maybe just a last word from me to the audience. You can also find a participation certificate in the webinar planning tool for download. And if you need this, and let's say thank you again to Ankita Kambale and Siemens for this nice presentation.
Thank you, Thorsten.
Okay, thank you and goodbye.
Bye-bye, everyone.